How's it going, YouTube? Right, a while ago I did a video on this. The 901 Pro from Carpuride. They've since released a new one, the W903. So we're going to have a look at that today. They've actually offered a giveaway as well. So one of you guys can get one of these sent out directly to yourselves. We'll talk about that later, the giveaway. So let's get this unboxed, get it out on the desk, have a look at it, talk about its spec. We'll get the crappy Fiesta out and we'll stick it on the dash of that, see what it looks like, and then go through how to use it. Right, here we are on the bench, so let's have a look at this thing. First of all, please excuse my hands. I was working on the MR2 yesterday. I've got something all over my hands and I cannot get it to clean off. I've tried everything. So as we look around this box, it's usual stuff. It's just saying the modes. This is obviously Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wireless with a HD IPS touchscreen display. List of the main features here, but this is basically an additional screen for your phone. That's usually what CarPlay and Android Auto does. It's like a casted screen, to be honest. But what it allows you to do is you can have your phone in your pocket and then run all your navigation, your phone and everything, all your music and everything from this display, which is on your dashboard. The benefit of this type is there's no real installation to it. Apart from plugging it in, they just sit on your dashboard and there's no taking your dashboard to bits, no removing your car radio because you can use your standard car radio with these. And it's literally a 30-second install for them. We'll have a look in the crappy Fiesta a little bit later. First of all, let's get this out of the box and see what you get in it. Obviously, the first thing we see is the unit itself. So what we'll do is I'll stick that to one side. And then the rest of this stuff in this bottom, I'm going to empty out onto here. Let's go through this on what you get in the box. Usual manual telling us how to use it and set everything up. We've got a few ways of mounting this. You've got the usual sucker, so you can stick it to your windscreen or whatever you want with plenty of adjustment. The dashboard mount on some double-sided tape. You've got this little bit here which you can either stick to the dashboard or screw it down, and then this can stick to this in whatever position you want it to be in. Auxiliary lead, so you can plug this into your car stereo via the auxiliary cable. And power. This is on the usual 12-volt socket, so you can plug it into your cigarette lighter or whatever you call it nowadays. And this gives us the power for the unit itself, which is on a USB-C connector. Right, the unit itself, if we open it up and have a look at it, and what you notice straight away is on the back, we've got a camera. Let's just pull this off. Nice. The feel of it in my hand is actually quite good and sturdy. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic. The camera on the back, this is a 360-degree camera. So what we can do is you can push it up or down to get it the angle you want it to be. The camera itself, you can angle around, and also the camera on the top, you can spin it around so you can make it look wherever you want it to look. And this will be your dash cam. The other model of this is a dual camera, which has got this camera obviously, which you can look out the front of the car. And then you can plug another camera in there which goes to the back of the car and looks out of your rear windscreen. On the top we've got a power button there. Right, looking at the ports on the side from the right to the left, you've got your USB-C for the power, your AV in for the dual camera system, micro SD card. As you can see there, we've got a little 64 gig card already installed. And the last one on here is for an external microphone. Oh, the cat's helping. For your hands-free, if you want to have a little bit better sound quality, you can have an external microphone plugged into there. Under this little cover here, we've got an external speaker. There's 4 ways of listening to what's coming out of this. One is this speaker on the back. 2, auxiliary out to your current stereo system. 3 is for a FM transmitter. I've killed my little ATST. And 4 is Bluetooth out to your original stereo system, assuming it supports Bluetooth. Down in this little corner here, there's a little reset button. If I compare this to the 901 Pro, you'll see that it's much lower profile. The screen's quite a bit smaller, but it's a nice wide screen. The dual camera system of this one is about the same price as this one. This one does not have a camera on the back, but it does have cameras that can plug into the side. Personally, I think with the Fiesta, this will probably look a little bit better with it being nice low profile, so it should blend in quite nicely. So I think the next thing we should do is take this out to the car, let's install it on the dashboard, set up the camera and go through how to use it. Right, here we are in the crappy Fiesta. This is a perfect example of the type of car you can use for this system. Let me get this window demisted. I hate this car. And then we'll get it on the dashboard. I'll show you how easy it is to fit. Right, there we are. Windows clear. As I said before, this kind of stereo system, or this era of car, are perfect for these kind of systems. Mainly because this particular one, it's got Bluetooth, it's got hands-free anyway, but it's not got navigation. You've not got any of the smart things that you get in modern cars, which is where these systems come in, and this gives you all the modern stuff that you get in the modern cars, all the navigation and all the media stuff. As you can see here, I've got a phone holder. This is how I normally rock. My phone sits in there, and then I've got my navigation and everything on there. So what we're going to do today is we're going to stick this on. It's literally just a case. Let me get rid of this first. Take that off. I've clipped this dashboard one on because on this car it's got the flat bit there, and it could stick and just live there like that. That suits it quite nice. Your other options, obviously, depending on the car and everything you've got, is you could stick that on there, angle it to wherever you want it to be. You could get it right down there if you wanted. Do whatever you want. But in this particular car, this mount is perfect. And then all I need to do is I need to plug that in down there in my 12-volt socket and plug the USB-C side into the back of the stereo. Depending on how much effort you put into these, you could actually hide the wires and make it go all the way around. But for the purposes of this test, I'm going to plug it in and I'll just let it dangle down the side and plug it in here. So it's literally, as you can see, a 10-second install. Stick that on there, plug this in, and then you're ready to rock. As you can see, you get loads of cable, so if you want to tuck it behind your dashboard and bring it round nice, you can. The socket is a pass-through socket, so you can plug that in there and you can still charge your phone and everything else as well. So let's plug it in, and we've got first start up on the screen, so I'll let this power through to a start. There we are. Right, so what I'll do is let's set the camera up and see how to use this thing. Right, just to show you it can be done, I've tucked the wires just behind the dashboard all the way around there. So there you are, look, there you can see it's installed, all kind of nice. Before we do anything, the first thing we need to do is connect the phone to it. So if I look on my phone's Bluetooth settings, down at the bottom, my new devices, I've got the Carpuride Bluetooth EFA. If I click connect on there, click pair, use CarPlay with smart screen, yes, I want to use CarPlay. There we are, it instantly goes into CarPlay. We're in the familiar CarPlay screen that everybody knows, and that's loaded up straight away, and it's got all your apps already synced to the screen. One thing I do need to do is I need to change this to the other side. So if I go back to the home screen, in settings, driving position, it's saying Apple CarPlay connected, please disconnect first. Right, so I've disconnected the CarPlay, let's go back in. Driving position, right, rudder apparently. There you are, it's connected, and I've got all the buttons on the right hand side where I need them for my driving. It's also got this little shortcut button, which if I grab it, I can move it around the screen and put it somewhere convenient. That little shortcut button there, that's got a home, volume, and brightness, and camera, so I can go straight into this camera if I want to. Right, I'll not go through the CarPlay because everybody knows how to use CarPlay. Let's go back to the home screen and see what this particular unit can do. Right, on the left hand side there, we've got a home button. Then below there, we've got brightness. This is set to auto brightness at the minute. We've got a volume, and at the bottom there, we've got the little camera symbol. That takes us to this dash cam here. As you can see there, the little red light's on because we're auto recording all the time. Right, let's leave this for now and go back to the home screen. If we go into settings and have a look at a few things there, because the first thing I want to do is stop this beeping because it's driving me nuts. In system, we've got language. Tip sound, I've found out tip sound is this. So if we turn that off, now we've got no beeping. So now I can click on things and that beeping's gone. Date and time, this should be automatically updated from my phone. It's connected to the phone. Let's go for 24-hour system because I prefer it. Storage information, that just tells us how much memory we've got out of that memory card left. Format, this will format our SD card on the side. Factory reset and firmware version. At the top we've got a camera. If we go to camera format, if you want to save some space on your card, then obviously you can lower the resolution. We've got that set for 1080p. Record resolution, that's kind of like the same thing. Split time, this is different. What that does is when it's recording for your camera, it's constantly recording round and round. The split time is the intervals of those videos. So when you look at the playback mode, it'll list the videos, and currently it's set at 1 minute intervals. So what that means is it'll constantly record, but your whole drive is split up into little 1 minute videos. What you can do is change that to 3 minutes or something like that. If I change that to 3 minutes, then every video file that's on that memory card will be 3 minutes long. Microphone, you can turn this on and off. I'll leave it on. Rear mirror image. So if you lift this up and spin this round, what you can do is you can mirror the image and then it'll show you as you see it. Reverse line calibration, this is just those parking sensors for the reverse. So if you go on to the optional extra of the reverse camera, then what you can do is you can set these up so they're in line with your road. Commonly used, this is just some common settings. If I click on there, we've got screensaver, driving position with scene, split screen mode. What this will do is you can either have it just so the CarPlay is on, or you can have the CarPlay and the camera. If we click that on now, if we click on CarPlay, there you can see you've got your CarPlay over that side, and then you've got the permanent camera as well. So if you had a reverse camera on this, you could set it up so you're literally, if I pull that up and spin it around so you can see, you can set this up so you're always seeing this other camera as well. Not particularly useful this way around because I can see that by looking straight ahead. We'll go back to just full screen mode. So then the CarPlay is just full screen. Assistive touch. This just says turn on, turn off. Apparently, according to the instructions, it says enable the assist button. I'm assuming if I turn that off, that little round dot will disappear. Let's have a quick look. So if we go into home, CarPlay, that little round dot has disappeared now, you see. So if I go back to this home this way, turn that back on, assistive touch on, back to home, CarPlay, there you are, look, it's got that little dot back there. So then you've got that assistive touch, which gives us nice quick menus for getting into the camera and brightness, things like that. If we go to audio output, we've got 4 different types. We've got the internal speaker, we've got Bluetooth audio, so that'll relay the phone audio to the stereo system. What we'll do is we'll try that first because we're connected by Bluetooth now. Right, so with aux on, if I just move this out of the way just a second so you can see I've got the auxiliary on and I'm connected by Bluetooth to my Ford stereo there. So we've still got the CarPlay and all the functions, so you can control your music and everything else through there. I'll not go into music because I'll end up getting demonetized. But if I get one of my videos on my phone and I'll press play, it's been absolutely awful. So I thought, well, then you'll hear that it's coming out the car radio through the Bluetooth. Let me stop that for a second. And we'll go. This is exactly the same whether you're doing music or anything else. It'll come out your speakers via your Bluetooth. Your hands-free and everything is exactly the same, so you can still use your CarPlay, but your sound is coming out of the Ford stereo system. This is the best way to connect. There are other ways to connect. Let's have a look. Obviously, you've got the speaker of this system itself. If I go to speaker now, if I go back to press play on this video again, I forgot about it all summer, now it's coming out of the internal speaker on this. If I go to the volume there, you can turn the volume up and down, as you can see. If I pause this video, because obviously you can hear me talking twice, it's a bit weird. This is not as good, but it's an option. So you've got the internal speaker, back to audio output. FM, what you need to do on this is a FM transmitter. So if you have not got Bluetooth on your car, what you can do is use your FM receiver on your radio to receive the transmission this is putting out. What you need to do is find a frequency clear of anything. So if I move this out of the way a second, you can see there, I've set that up to 90.50. If turn it up, you can hear the crackle. We've got nothing on it. If I set this to the same frequency, 90.50, you should hear the crackle disappear. There we are, it's gone quiet. So now what it's doing, any of the sound that's coming from the CarPlay is going to be transmitted at this frequency, and your radio in your car is going to pick it up. So if I once again go to that video, if we press play,
playing a 2D diesel heater, I think it is.
There we are.
Under this seat.
You can turn it down and turn it up.
And we'll go inside round the back.
The quality of that is okay. If you've not got Bluetooth or you've not got an auxiliary input, that's obviously your next best option over this external speaker here. Your final option is auxiliary, which is literally a hardwired plug plugged between your auxiliary input on your car stereo system and the output of this one. I'll not bother plugging that in. That obviously is good quality again. Me personally, the best quality and the most easy to do is the Bluetooth, assuming that your car supports Bluetooth. Right, if I put it in airplane mode again, just to completely disconnect us, then that lets us change the mode completely. So if I go back into Wi-Fi video now, and what we can do now is we can change between these modes. Right, so if I go to Wi-Fi video, it's got a little QR code there that we can download. There we are, there's the app. And what we can do is we can remotely access this camera now if we want. So if I add this camera, so then all you do at a later date is if you start this app, then it'll automatically connect to the camera and switch over to that camera there. And then what you can do is you can set up any of the camera settings from your application, or if you go to camera files, you've got all the camera files there that you've been taken, so you can pick which one you want and download it to your phone or watch it. So that's an easy way to get your stuff off of this unit onto your phone. And that's an easy way to control your camera from your phone. Right, what we need to do now is let's go into Android Auto. I've got an Android phone here. Let's give it a start and let's see if we can connect to Android Auto on this. This is an old Google Pixel that I'm using to test these devices because I'm mainly an Apple user. So if I go to settings, can't remember how to do this. Oh, there it is. Connected devices, pair new device. There it is, Carpuride. Allow access to contacts, yeah. Asked for continue setup on your car screen, so we'll do that. Welcome to Android Auto, click continue. And there we have it, Android Auto screen. Just the same as a CarPlay. There it is, connected to Android Auto, the same as it was connected to the CarPlay. That's probably about it, as much as I can show you on this system. And sat there on the dashboard, it actually fits in quite nice, doesn't it? As I said, Carpuride have offered one of these that they're going to send out to one of my subscribers. I think what we should do is, YouTube's a little bit dodgy sometimes with some of these scam companies trying to get details out of people, so we won't do that. So what we'll do, comment below, put your Instagram handle on there. On my Instagram, I'll put a post up for this, comment on that Instagram as well. And then what I'll do is on the 10th of December, I'll use one of those random comment pickers on the YouTube video. I'll pick a comment, we'll get your Instagram handle off of there. I'll find that comment on the Instagram post, and then I'll message you directly. So if anybody receives any messages any other way apart from me contacting directly on Instagram, then that is probably a scam. I'll get your shipping details and then I'll pass that across to Carpuride, and then they'll post one out to you. For anybody else that wants to get one of these for yourself, there's going to be some Black Friday deals on. There's lots of deals all this month anyway. I'll post links below. I've also got a coupon code that'll give a good discount for anybody. I'll post that below as well. So comment below for the giveaway. Subscribe if you've not subscribed already, and I'll catch you guys later in another video. Cheers.